The partnership has been a terrific experience for me, especially because this is not an area that I've worked or spent a lot of time in over the course of a long career, most of it in government service. The principal benefit to me of participating in the partnerships activities have been the other partners who come from a lot of different disciplines, perspectives, done some very interesting academic and practical work in exploring the real problems that lead to poverty in the United States, a rich country where the level of poverty we have is inexcusable and needs to be ameliorated. One of the things that will stay with me from my experience with the partnership is the excellent community visits that we had in areas where people are trying, local community people are trying innovative solutions to try to help lift some of our fellow citizens out of extreme poverty. And one of the images that will stay with me is of the many folks that we saw who haven't had access to the education, to the training, to the opportunities that they need, but are so eager to get them. And we saw people at a training facility in Brooklyn who, when you talk to them, you find out the struggles that they have in their lives just to stay afloat, and yet they are adding to their burdens by taking a class in the evening, by doing an apprenticeship in the morning and working in the afternoon at an unskilled job. I was so impressed with the hunger out there, both for people to get ahead, but also an understanding that they need to get some skills and training to do that. And that's where I think the partnership is coming up with some really innovative ideas to help close that gap for the people, and I believe business has a big role to play. We took a survey a year or two ago at the Roundtable and asked our members, what are the big problems you face in making your business successful here in America? And the overwhelming majority of them, one of the answers they gave was finding skilled workers. The economy is humming, the public policy environment with tax reform has improved a lot for companies here in America. And in a lot of cases, our business leaders are telling us they can't find the skilled workers they need to fill the jobs that they have right here in America. We don't need to outsource those jobs. We have good jobs here in America that need to be filled. And many of the corporations are struggling to find the workers with the skills who can do that. And so these corporate leaders are putting a lot of focus on what they can do independently and, more importantly, in public-private partnerships to give the people here in America who want to work but don't have the skills they need to fill the jobs that these companies are offering. There's a lot of innovative public-private partnerships that can help close that gap. And one of the things I've really been struck with at the Business Roundtable is how big a priority that is for the overwhelming majority of our corporate CEOs. You know, one of the things that's really struck me in getting to know the corporate leaders who make up the organization that I run, the Business Roundtable, is how much they take on themselves. They believe they have a responsibility to the communities in which they are making their products or selling their products. And that's not just a charitable instinct, which they all have, but it's a real business instinct. They know that their companies will not thrive if the communities in which they're operating are not also thriving. And the communities can't thrive if persistent poverty keeps people from being able to become workers, become the customers that those companies need. So I'm impressed by the extent to which a lot of America's most prominent CEOs are taking it as part of their job to try to close the skills gap and try to alleviate extreme poverty that is not necessary in the United States. These problems are fixable, and I think business has a big role to play in that.